Hello everyone, today I'm going to continue the second part of data exploration with Power BI. I am going to repeat to you about the dataset. So if you are new, then you can try to download the dataset from Titanic. I will give the Titanic dataset I will give in the description of this video. So basically the point of doing data exploration is because when we just look at the data, it's difficult for us with our eye to, of course, to extract. If we use this filtering function, we can get some information, some basic information. For example, for the age, we know what is the minimum and maximum value available in the data. But for something more specific, we need to use visualization. So I have prepared some basic visualization here. So starting with the, let's say we are going to answer question to know how many people have survived, how many female and how many male have survived. In Power BI, the default is that the table will be generated. So from this, we need to know how to use this functions. For example, for summarize here, I want to know the count per gender. So I know from here that number of female is 314. So it's a bit small here. Let me try to make it bigger for you. So we know that there are 314 people who has survived and 577 male who has survived. 314 female. From this value, we might want to drill further. Let's say we want to know also by each survivability type, the positive, survive and non-survive. So I have further dragged another of survive attribute here. So from this I can see that this is the distribution. Female who has survived is 233 compared to male who has survived, which is 109. Maybe then we want to know what would be the percentage. So we change here under count of percentage. Use show value as percent of grand total. From this, we can see the distribution by percentage. If you want to go back to the value, so we just drag back count here and change this to count. So this way you are going to have a more detailed data distribution information. In Power BI, we can easily swap to other form of visualization. So you just click here. This is a stack bar. So what this information tells us is that for survive, it is labeled as green, and for non-survive, labeled as green. For survive, labeled as 0. So from this, we want to know maybe the value. So go to format, and then you can switch on the data labels. So from this, you can see the data value. You can also swap to other form of visualization. Just click on it, and you get your illustration like this. Okay, so this is the simplest example. Then you might want to do something more meaningful. For example, you want to know what is the passenger class. So you just drag the passenger class here, and then you change this to count of sex or gender number, and then you can also switch on the legend so it's clearer for you, and the data label is already on. The next example that I'm going to show you is this more illustrative dashboard. So in this dashboard, I have combined several visualization. I started on the left top with the number of data, number of survived data, and then the ratio of people who has survived based on the passenger class. So based on this illustration, we can see that the person who remember for green is non-survive. So we can know also by clicking on this data, it will summarize back to you. Now it's difficult to summarize because it's already layered. So I move that, and then I can click on this. So from this, as you see, as we are clicking on each of this, we can this data is connected to other form of visualization as well. So I better put this here. No, I'll undo that. So for this number, can you see this is 6? Adjust this to make it smaller and put it back. So this is how you drag and you arrange on the dashboard. If you want to change this label, just click on that label and then go to format. You can change the title, the data label, and also the title of that writing. Yeah, for now I'm just using the default. Okay, coming back to the illustration. From this value, we know that people who has been in the third class, right? Third class. So as I click here, I can see the percentage and also the ratio of people who has not survived. Remember, green is for not survive. So not to confuse, I should switch on the legend. Picture colors. The legend is not here, so I need to change the legend here. So legend is on, but it's not shown because of the size. Use transparency. Doesn't matter. So as we are clicking on this, we are managed to drill down further the example. So let's say I want to see the number of people who has survived. So automatically this value, if you see, automatically on the percentage grand total count of person who has survived by passenger class, the illustration is the total opposite of people who has not survived. So this told us that during the Titanic, according to the Titanic record, that people who has purchased the first class passenger ticket has survived, and then with percentage of 55% compared to people who has bought the second class ticket or the third class ticket. So from this also, we can answer questions. For example, we want to know by female and by female, what would be the distribution of age? So here I have done some pre-processing. You can refer to my first part of video to know how I have been all this distribution of age. So on this data of Titanic, the minimum age is 0, so babies, and the maximum is 80. So from this, we can see that I can enlarge here. So click this and then click this, so it will enlarge for me. So from this, we know that people who has been 80 years old was actually a male. While the maximum age of female who has boarded the Titanic was of age 56 to 64, because the scale of each age here is 8 years old. So meaning there are 9 people who has been babies. So 9 baby girls, not baby girls, sorry. So 9 girls from age 0 until 8, 15 girls from age 9 to 16. So we can further adjust this distribution if you want with the labels, but this is just to illustrate to you how to read the data and how this visualization can help you to understand what is inside the data. So in the available dashboard can be published into the Power BI online dashboard. So just click this publish button. So from this, it will ask you to save the data. So I'm gonna save this as data exploration. So select a workspace. Oh, let me change the name because I already exported the data exploration dashboard previously. So now the publishing is ready. We can choose to open the data exploration.bix Power BI in the Power BI online app. So this is online, so you can see in the URL. So let's wait for the execution or the deployment to complete. So to execute it, go to your workspace and then choose. So now your data is, your dashboard is available online. You can share this out. Click share. There is one more option. This share button specifically will ask you to use the pro version. I'm just using the free version. We can also export this to any other forms. So click this to enlarge, and from here also you can do the drill down. So this is very useful for us to communicate what is our findings in data analysis with others. We can change the view to any means that is convenient to you. You can change to other illustration as well. So use this favorite button to search any favorite. Go to home to see your dashboard. So this is the dashboard to illustrate what are the existing dashboard that you have assigned. So coming back to this Titanic. Right, so I hope this helps.